Okay, it's 9 o'clock, time to call the meeting.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do I have any items to be removed from the consent agenda?
I do not.
And we have special activity. We have a proclamation to introduce for the recognition and achievement to honor Hannah Riegelsberger. Berger, with P, Riegelsberger. We do have this, I'm sure Matt, she wasn't able to attend today.
She was not,
because of class.
as you might guess,
She's
being a responsible young lady, she wanted to attend class back. Well, instead of being
Good for her. Well, what a great achievement. And you will make sure, I'm sure we have this framed and we'll get it to it.
We were asked to send it to the attention of the one that contacted me for the Gold Award ceremony that's going to be on Sunday, March 5th from 3 to 5.
Very good.
And that's where she'll be presented with it.
Okay. Excellent.
Okay. Good girl. I know Hannah. I didn't realize. I just glanced over that. I guess I missed that. That's who it was.
Okay, public comment. Let's see, we have anybody here, and then fiscal business.
Just wanted to talk a little bit about where we ended up last year and talk a little bit about the financial report. We ended last year with almost $22 million in total assets versus the 17.5 that we actually ended in 2021. So we did very well. A lot of that was we had about $800,000 more in the general fund. We lost about $500,000 in police, but we gained $2.5 million in fire and about $500,000 in EMS. We did also get some money in from the feds, the ARPA money, that helps out our bottom line a little bit. But overall, the township's position fiscally is very, very strong. And one of the issues that we're seeing for 2023 is, of course, inflation. We've got fire construction projects, and some of the money that we're allocating to the roads, it's just costing us a lot more money to do it. So one of the things we'll look at that is to try to figure out how to get more money to pave roads. One of the things I wanted to talk about too was the new home cycle. A lot of what drives us to actually make more money in a year is new housing. And last year we only had 81 new housing starts for the entire year. And that was versus 203 that we had in 2021, 101 for 2020, and 140 for 2019. So what we're looking at is, starting this year, we'll probably see a good bump in our revenues coming from those properties that are now just starting to pay income tax. There's about a 2-year cycle between when a house is built and then we actually start getting that money in. But that also means that it's going to go back down. I don't think it was like in December of last year we had 1 new housing start versus 25 that we had in 2021. So we'll keep an eye out on that and make sure that we adjust appropriately to meet our goals. I think we're doing very well in that respect. One of the positive things that I wanted to talk about, I put a sheet in front of you on this one, is the EMS fund. Fire has done a very good job in raising their collection rate. It's 91.4%. And I also wanted to show you down at the bottom line, if you look there, the $888,000 versus $675,000 for last year. And a lot of that, I'm going to have Steve explain why that is, but one of the things, the last thing I wanted to show you was, if you look at the right-hand side on the bottom right, the payment detail, one of the ways that you can see how strong we are as a community is the breakdown of the payments. And you can see from that we're very strong financially. So, Steve, if you could, can you spend a second and tell why you guys made so much more money?
Sure. two main reasons. One is we're just busier, more calls, brings in more revenue. But the other one that we can impact internally is Chief Bueller, when he became EMS coordinator, he really started dotting every I and crossing every T in the reports to make sure that we maximize our billing revenue. And then in addition to bringing the EMS supervisors on shift, they're actually going through each report with a fine-tooth comb with everybody, and if there's a mistake or an error, then they circle back and make sure everything gets corrected, and that has definitely shown an increase in our revenue by over $200,000 this year.
And that's very important. I mean, this is the stuff where, you know, we have to pay those people's salaries anyway, but we're getting more money out of them, and that's good management. So thank you very much, Steve.
Thank you for highlighting that. They work real hard.
Give them kudos for that. But that's it, sir. I just wanted to give you a quick overview of where we are. We're very strong, and it's wonderful to have money.
None of you were around here when we started the billing for EMS, and we did crap for a year. And every time a resident, almost every time too, a resident was involved and they got billed, and the room filled up. It was an interesting time, but it certainly paid off and was the right move. As most all communities do this now, and we were one of the earlier ones, certainly in Warren County, and it certainly paid off for us, and I think people now accept it readily and very fortunate with that we have it, that's for sure. It's a lot of money.
It'll be 29 years this coming May that we've been doing this.
So, yeah. Okay.
That's it, sir.
Well, thank you, sir. And moving on to new business with the road, a recommendation to purchase a pre-owned 2010 mag tandem vibrator roller for $11,000 for moving southeastern. So what are you gonna do? That's a pretty big roller. What are you gonna use?
It's really just a small peanut roller. We've been looking for a roller for many years.
Vibrator?
Yeah, vibrator for doing asphalt, bigger patches we're doing, we need a bigger roller to, we have a little handle right now, it's just not really coming. So, this is a pre-owned with 140 hours on it for $11,000, a brand new one, and, brand new one just like it is 32,000 now.
And we'll not wear it out.
No, we'll have this for a long time.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, is there a motion to, direct Ryan to purchase this, Mag?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Okay. And then for the park, we have a recommendation to purchase a new Bobcat with park equipment not to exceed $72,000.
Yeah, so, Tony put this in the appropriations budget, this year, and it's, something that they've been having an eye on for a couple of years. It's a piece of equipment they use every single day. They have one out there. It's quite expensive. I'm not gonna sugarcoat that, but, it's become an indispensable piece of equipment for them. Current one has 2,500 hours on it, and when it goes out of service, oftentimes with part availability the way it is today, it sits there for weeks. And that's not good. They do have other mechanisms to get around, but Carl Childs, who generally is the seasonal, who's the main caretaker of the disc golf course, he'll leave with the meter all day in the warm weather months when he's back here. So that's why it's really an indispensable piece of equipment for them. Tony said that it hauls materials on the trails much better than the Gator does too. All material equipped the people to where it needs to go along the walking trails and the disc golf course. So
I can't picture what this toolcat looks like.
So it's a Bobcat on the front and a tractor on the back. It's got 3-point hitch on the back, so he does the slide speeding out there. He also does the aerating with it. He's got a auger, he digs trees with it. It's got buckets, got forks, and it's, yeah, he's gotta have it. If not, he's gonna have to have 2 pieces of equipment to replace it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's just thinking. What's he can use one?
It's got 4-wheel steer too. It turns pretty tight. Yeah. Pretty neat little outfit.
You buy one, it's all, so me and Steve can borrow it.
I too. One goes down. And nothing to trade in, you're gonna keep the other.
They are.
They are gonna trade in.
No, they're gonna keep
Yeah,
it.
they're gonna keep it.
They're gonna keep it.
Okay, is there a motion to purchase this Bobcat tool cat?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yes.
Thank you.
Anything else from the road department this time? Okay. Thank you. Fire district, we have recommendation to terminate the employment of firefighter paramedic Jacob Root, retroactive to ID February 17th. Anything to say about that, or just going to do the motion, ready to go? Okay. Is there a motion to terminate Mr. Root? So moved.
Second?
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. And we have a recommendation to accept the competitive bid of Alt and Witsuit of $10,875 for all the necessary subsurf exploration and geotechnical evaluations for Station 24.
Typically, when you get 3 bids, you have to analyze them pretty closely, but this one was easier, the cheapest and the fastest was Alt and Witsuit, so that was a pretty easy decision to make. But this is for, exploring the ground of the future Station 24 to make sure that it can be built upon. So this is the first phase of that exploration.
Is there a motion to approve this expenditure?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. And we have the annual report. Chief?
It was in your packet, y'all had a chance to look at it. Just a couple of things to point out. It was another busy year, third record-setting year in a row, and as you see that number, it's spiking quickly for calls and simultaneous emergencies. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions anybody has.
I don't have any questions.
I don't have any either.
Thank you for all you do and the department that you run. You guys do a great job.
Cruise make it easy.
Anything else under fire district?
Yes, sir.
Administration, we have resolution 5416, a resolution authorizing the township administrator to enter into a master service agreement with Dynergy. And dispense with the second reading.
So at the last meeting, we asked the board to authorize 7.5 and below. Fortunately, we came with 686, which is just a couple of hundred above what the retail rate is right now. So with the market forecast, what Mr. Suris says is going to happen here in May and June, it's going to spike significantly, so it makes sense to get something into place that should hopefully save folks a fair amount of money, $20 to $30 each billing cycle with the electric generation.
Yeah, well, that's pretty awesome. Is there a motion to approve 5416?
So moved. Second.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay.
Thanks.
Where are we with the DP&L portion of the show?
They're locked in right now at, these are going to expire at the same time, May, June
Right.
25. They're at 8.499 cents per kilowatt hour. So it's a couple of cents higher than what the Dynegy is, but we already locked that down into a fixed rate for 28 months.
All right.
With the way our bills are going up, it'll be a welcome thing for people. I do believe that.
Yeah, it's a couple cents cheaper in the AES territory than
I know.
the fixed rate is right now.
It's been pointed out to me on several occasions. So, the Woodland Greens folks are part of that concern. So, those bigger houses up there that don't have a lot of energy efficiency because they've been there for 40 years now, close to it. So,
Planning and zoning?
In the day, sir. I mean, I can bring stuff forward, but.
No.
Move on.
Police Department, Chief, nothing? All right. And consent agenda, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yeah. Staff reports, Mr. Knight?
I'm going to defer to Chief and let him know what's happened during the last few days up at the PD.
We have a walkthrough tomorrow with all the various trade groups to learn how to work the building. So electrical, plumbing, heating, everything. So we've got about an 8-hour day that's scheduled tomorrow to do a training session. Ryan's going to send some of his people out there just to, when the alarms go off, who we call and it's broke, how we get to it. So looking forward to that. We did start taking delivery of furniture on Saturday. They delivered part of it. We're using the high bay to store the remaining 4 rooms that we're still waiting on getting done there. The punch list is still not complete, so we're still dealing with getting the punch list completed. I think there's the overhead people, the door people are supposed to be in later this week to start working back on the doors, because during construction they've damaged half a dozen panels of the large overhead doors that they're going to come back in. They had reordered those, but they messed up the color when they reordered them the second time. They came out white, so they had to reorder them again to get them back in the beige that they had up there. So still little errors here and there to get past, but should still be on track for finishing the carpet. Actually, I hope it all comes together here about the same time with the inspections and the punch list and the furniture delivery and everything that we get in there maybe late March, mid to late March. So we really couldn't move in today anyways with some of the stuff still going on, so it's still going to drag out just a little bit. But there is a line at the end of the tunnel that's starting to, some of the rooms have got done now. Some of the furniture is already set up in it.
All the other stuff.
Yeah, the hallways, we went ahead and had them do the main hallways past the offices, which is a correction of some of that concrete argument we had with them. We had them cover that in cardboard in order to get the furniture in without damaging that. So the hallways are complete, we're just lacking those back 4 rooms now. So the timing that is going to be probably perfect anyway. So light here in town, so long as that.
Getting there. Okay. All right. Anything else on the staff report? Do I have anything? Okay, is there a motion to adjourn? So moved.
Second?
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yeah.